All right. Hey, how's it, everybody? It is 5. No, it is not 5 p.m. It is 4 p.m. West Coast time. Even though I'm looking at the clock and it says it's 4:04, we're going to say it's 4, not 4:05, not 5. I keep thinking it's 5. I keep thinking the show starts at 5. And that is why we're running a little bit late today. But we're not going to get into those details. It's 4 o'clock. We're just going to say 4 o'clock West Coast time, 7 on that there East Coast, 1 p.m. on the Hawaiian Islands, and 6 p.m. for our Central Time folk. We've got some Central Time folk in the house this evening because Rick and Darlene are back. They are back from Chalk Fest, and we are chock full of pictures from Chalk Fest, which they shared with us, and I will be sharing with all of us later on today. Yes, indeedy. So, Rick, Darlene in the house, and my best guess is I've got a couple other people too, hanging out, being moderationists, etc., etc. But we will let those K crew be K, and right now we will start the party with our little kitty cats. All right, let's do it. Boop. See, it looks like somebody's saying hi to Tina Rose Cager, even though I didn't see Tina Rose Cager. So, sorry, Tina Rose. I didn't see you, but hi. And, all right, there we go. They'll just be a little late coming in. That's fine and dandy. I am the last person to be judging on being late. I was late to my own stream today, basically. But in my defense, I was late because I was busy downloading a couple extra pictures from Chalkfest that I hadn't gotten onto the system yet. So, since we are, there we go, there's Tina Rose Cager. All right, there we have it, Rabbit. We have got Tina Rose in the house. Fantastic. It looks like we've got Chalk in the schedule as well. Perfect. Perfection. All right then, so, the crowds are building. The statter box is filling. And we have not a lot to talk about today because I was trying to get a video ready for us, and guess what? It's not done yet. So, instead, we have a bunch of different pictures, and there we have it, Rabbit. So, as we discussed the last couple streams, Rick and Darlene have not been here because they had something else to do. They had a place to go up north in the cabin with the kids. Not their kids. Their kids' kids'. They're grandkids. That's right. And because of the shenanigans up north, we definitely got some pictures. And Rick coming in, you should have sent me the Chalk Fest website. I could have used the whole show on all the chalk art. I don't doubt that, Rick, because the chalk art that you and Darlene sent me was amazing. And so, we're going to be looking at a lot of chalk sidewalk art, you guys, because some of it's amazing. Some of it's cute, but some of it's just downright amazing. And so Elaine saying hello to everybody. No, actually, Elaine is saying, because she's hello, everybody. I'm at the dentist, K. So she's going to be K because she can't, because otherwise she'd be like, and we probably wouldn't be able to understand her. Now, I'm sure any dental hygienist in the house would know exactly what it is that I just said. But since most of us are not dental hygienists, I'm sure none of us know what I said. Because frankly, I don't even know what I said. But I was channeling Elaine, and she was trying to say hello. Hi, hello. Huh? That was I'm trying to say hello. I'm at the dentist, okay? Anyway, so, now that you guys have looked at my mouth, at my teethuses, we'll try to keep it at a better angle for the rest of the show. So, all right, let's see here. Andre in the house saying aloha all. Yes, indeedy. Alrighty. So, I hinted at it before. So I will now hint at it again. No, that's not true. I won't hint at it again. I will just show it off because we've already talked about it. Rick and Darlene went to someplace special. It had a chalk fest. And I wasn't sure what a chalk fest was, but turns out it's a bunch of chalk art. And it also looked like there were spots with some of the pictures that they showed, that they shared with us. It looked like there was probably some areas where the kids could do some coloring of their chalk art themselves. However, those particular pictures that Rick and Darlene shared with us were like full pictures of their grandkids. And it was like, I don't really know if I want to put their grandkids' mugshots on display on the internet, because basically they were kind of like mud shocks, only they weren't really mug shocks because they were with chalk angel wings, and it was really cool pictures. But I'm not sharing those pictures. Sorry guys, that's just how that works. But what I am going to share is, let's see here, boop. I'm going to share the cute little pictures that, first off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give us some music. Then I'm going to share some cute little pictures. And then we're going to talk about some of these pictures. But basically, we can't go wrong with kitty cats. Not one little bit. We cannot go wrong with kitty cats. But this one right here, honestly, of all the pictures that Rick and Darlene sent, because Rick and Darlene sent me pictures, Rick and Darlene sent me pictures separately. And one of the pictures that both of, Rick, you're picking up what I'm laying down. Although I will admit there is one picture I've got of the kids, but, well, you'll see. Anyway, of all the pictures though, the loon or whatever, the wood duck, was the one that Rick and Darlene both sent at the same time. All of these pictures, now I'm gonna actually, I gotta ask Rick, I gotta ask, Darlene, now on some of these pictures, like this one, there's a 156 in the bottom corner. So like, and then and then like in this one, it looks like there's a 62 maybe in the bottom of the tiki. And so what I'm wondering is, were these ones, did the crowd get to vote? And so that's why there was like numbers. And so, and then this one's 93. So like you get to vote. Oh, I love 93. I guess what I'm asking is, did y'all get to vote? That's what I'm asking. Did you vote? Did y'all get to vote? I really like this Western with the whale. I don't get it, but I love it. And that elephant is, even the simple ones are just flippin' amazing. Like this one. This one's probably not, of high quality the way some of the other ones are. But oh my God, it is super high quality. And the cheese on this one is the style of this one, the cheese, the everything, so beautiful. But I think the next one is my favorite. Yes, this one is my favorite. Even though it doesn't look very fancy, and it really, even though it doesn't look fancy, it actually is. It is exactly what is on the ZigZag wrappers, or the ZigZag packages. So I don't know. Now this is the one that both Rick and Darlene sent me. And I just am gobsmacked. I mean, look at that. Look at that. And that's this color scheme, honestly, you guys, if you ever want to give me a bouquet of flowers, this pink, purple, orange, yellow is exactly the color scheme I love. And then this one I can only assume the kids really liked. I think it's just darling. But this one, I don't know, dude. This one took the cake for me. I mean, there's a lot. I love the loon, but look at that one. Look at the details on that black and white set of ballerina feet. And so these sidewalks are about 5 foot by 5 foot each way. So these are huge, huge drawings. These are just incredible. And that 156 is really incredible. It just so happens, though, that I think there's a couple people that are maybe more incredible. Now this one, not a lot of shading technique, but super fun. Love the tikis. I mean, the tiki's probably one of my favorites, even though maybe not something that is as artistically as complicated as some of these other things. And I'm talking as though I know what I'm talking about. I'm talking as though I could do something like this, which I could not. But this one also, this one was the Western Scape with the whale, the loon, and the black and white ballerina feet. I just don't know how you can top that artistic capability. I certainly couldn't come close to matching it. Honestly, though, this one right here needs to be like a sticker. That little moon, or the little astronaut with the balloons on the moon cheese, that really needs to be a sticker. And hey there, Thomas the Turtle. Meow, good to see you. So glad we are here today sharing all the pictures that were seen by our Rick and Darlene team on the street. Rick and Darlene coming in with more on the street reporting from the Wisconsin area. That's right, we've got plenty of on the street reporters. And if you want to join the on the street reporter team, all you got to do is send me some things and stuff that's happening in your area, and chances are I will show some of it. I probably won't be able to do much with it to make it look pretty. Those pictures, I didn't do nothing. I just downloaded them and put them in order. But when it comes to videos, well, I try to do things and stuff, but I don't do it well, so I'm not promising anything. But what I can say is, we've got Pocola Tea on the street in Honolulu, Hawaii, or Las Vegas, or wherever it is that Pocola Tea always is, because she goes everywhere. We've got Rick and Darlene on the street up in Wisconsin, and we have got Shock up on the street over there on the East Coast, sort of Virginia area, DC area, Maryland maybe area. I don't really know. All I know is we've got people all over who are out on the street taking pictures and sharing them with everybody and us. So if you want to be one of the Statterbox crew out on the street reporters, by all means, all you got to do is send your stuff to madstatter@gmail.com. All one word, madstatter@gmail.com. madstatter@gmail.com. I will probably share your stuff. There are some things I will not share. If it's, let's see here, if you cannot, if it's too blurry and you can't tell what the heck it is we're looking at, probably won't share it. If it doesn't, if it's gonna get me banned from Twitch, not gonna share it. I've already been banned from Twitch. Bare bums ban you from Twitch. No bare bums. I'm gonna assume nudity of all kinds might get me banned, so no nudity on purpose. That being said, I accidentally did show a bare butt once. I was getting a different picture, but in the background, there was a dude whose pants fell down, and I happened to get him in the picture. I didn't know that when I took the picture, but on retrospect, when looking at the picture, it was like, oh, oops. And that is right. That is right. Pocola Tea coming in with the Super Pro video tip, because she is the Super Pro videoer? Sure. Horizontal. Where is it? Here we go. Try to take your pictures. No. Well, yeah, your pictures are good this way too, but video especially this way, not this way. I know. Instagram, Reels, Shorts, all of the things that are like popular now with the kids, it's all up and down. I'm not the kids. I'm an old fart, so I want it sideways. And there we have it. Now, let's see here. Okay, yeah, exactly, Darlene. I'm guessing it's not just the buns that'll get me, The sausages might get me in trouble too. So let's try to keep the buns and the sausages to a minimum. All right, Rick coming in with the sword of no mercy, keeping all of us safe here. And yeah, and busts too. Although, you know, Darlene, very, very true. Let's err on the side of, yeah, all safeties. But I don't know if you remember this, but no pun intended. I don't know if you remember this, but we had one of the first videos that we showed on Statterbox at the cinema was what was it? Rollerball? Power roller? You know, the roller derby death movie from the 70s. Rollerball? Was it Rollerball? And there is a scene in there which was very gratuitous. It had nothing to do with anything. And this lady and the main character were in bed, and lady is, topless, everything hanging out, and they're having a conversation. And it was a really gratuitous scene. It didn't, she didn't need to be hanging out in order to get the point across that they were trying to get across. And since this was before I was banned, I wasn't really aware, or I wasn't thinking about that type of thing. Anyway, we got away with playing that movie, no problem. So boobies don't seem to bother the algorithm. That being said, we're not going to push or test or argue with the algorithm. We're not going to take advantage of the algorithm. So we will definitely just err on the side of caution. So with all of those rules that I just randomly word saladed out for you, yeah, come and send me your stuff, as long as they follow all those random rules that I just word saladed out. And so let's see here. And Bacolity, but I like the hot dogs from Costco. I know, and they come with a drink too. It's always good. It's always good. And Darlene, The Fifth Element, showed some very risque shots too in that movie, but didn't get banned. Well, I didn't play The Fifth Element. I think that might have been Shock that did The Fifth Element. And yeah, there's a lot of factors that may or may not have gotten me banned, or rather that may be keeping me from getting banned when we show other stuff. Not putting the Twitch video into the system for a video on demand at later seems to maybe work, or maybe that's just a coincidence. I don't really know. And Andre, yeah, it was a brown butt for sure, but here's the deal. It was on the screen for a good 30 seconds, so I'm thinking that any colored bum might have caught in the eye of the machine, since it was on the screen for so long. It certainly wasn't a flash, as it were. And I know, Rick, exactly, shh, don't give away the secret. Yeah, that's, that probably was, probably shouldn't have, but that was a trick I got from Shock, and Shock is, and Shock is coming up with the Twitch, right, or not the Twitch, the plan, the secret, the workaround right there in the comments, and so far it has worked. And Shock, you still blanked out the naughty bits in Life of Brian. Yeah, and then, and even though I have shown a couple movies since then, not with video on demand in the background, and, so in theory, potentially safe, I still occasionally do, as y'all, if you've hung out at the cinema, you know that occasionally there is a point in a movie where I have a censored bar that I try to censor things with. So, not always successfully, though. I will give you that. Definitely not successfully. But at least I try, okay? At least I try. And it looks like Tina Rose in and out for a quick little minute. I'm so glad you could say hi, Tina Rose. Ahui ho! Have yourself a great rest of the Wednesday that is today. We're gonna call it a Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. If it really is Wednesday, it's Ice Cream Wednesday for Daily Pigeon Live, coming up in about an hour and a half. So be sure to get your ice cream ready for your 6 p.m. West Coast time extravaganza starring Andy Bumatai and James Monet. And exactly, Andre, censorship is very hard to do on a moving target in the live stream. Yeah, very much. Like there's obviously ways to video edit it in, but I was trying to do it live, and boy, oh boy, that was not, that was difficult. And, oh wait, Cola Tea, today is National Ice Cream Sandwich Day? what a perfect day for Ice Cream Sandwich Day, because it's also Ice Cream Wednesday. I need to go grab an ice cream sandwich, because even though I'm not a big fan of ice cream sandwiches are so good. Although, I've noticed that ice cream sandwiches, they've like maybe evolved the technology. Part of why I love the ice cream sandwich is because the cookie gets sort of soft, because it absorbs the moisture of the ice cream, and then it's sitting there in the freezer forever till you take it out, and so the cookie is no longer crisp, basically, and I like that. I like that a lot. In fact, sometimes the cookie even leaves like a goo on the wrapper, and I like that. I like that a lot. They seem to have reformulated the cookies so they don't get as soft or fudgy, and I don't like that as much. So, food technology is nice sometimes, but I kind of like the old recipe better. But that could be just me, because, if you're trying to improve the cookie on the ice cream sandwich, that implies that people complained about the cookie, whereas the soft cookie for me was the best part of the thing, but whatever. Rick, you tried making an ice cream sandwich and you just didn't like the mayo. Okay, friend, next time you swap out the mayo and put in the pickles. Just use pickles next time. It'll be fine. Much better. You'll trust me. Trust me on this one, babe. Trust me. No mayo, extra pickles. And let's see here. Andre, all right, you're about to walk home. See us in a bit. Okay. Try to grab an ice cream cone on your way home, or an ice cream sandwich, actually. In fact, you're in the place. Maybe go grab it's it. What is it? It's it. What is it? It's it. It's it. And for those of you who are wondering what kind of seizure I just had, there's an ice cream sandwich that comes out of the Bay Area. I think it started in San Francisco. And the ice cream sandwich's name is It's It. And so, yeah. So that was that seizure. That explains that seizure, right? Let's see here. All right. And then, hold on. Shuck, you had orange ice cream. I've never had orange ice cream. I've had orange sherbet. But orange ice cream, very intrigued. And curious as to what is the difference between an orange sherbet and an orange ice cream. But Cola T, reporter on the street, Uncle's Ice Cream Sandwich was featured on local TV this morning. It's a Wailua company that just opened a new factory in Vegas. They have Ono flavors like lilikoi, coffee, lavender, light. Okay, I need 8 lilikoi in my belly right now. I'll take 1 coffee for tomorrow morning. The lavender, all y'all can have. But when I'm done with the coffee one, I'm gonna need another lilikoi. Yeah, that was it. Let's see here. So you were called the it at your second worst job ever. They meant it to be rude, not respectful of your IT mightiness. They called you the it. Yeah, that is definitely a little bit annoying, to say the least. But the it's it, them be tasty sandwiches thar. And let's see here. And the it's it, by the way, is also available on the Hawaiian Islands. You don't have to be in the Bay Area to get them. They have distribution, I would assume, all over the West Coast. I don't know if the East Coast has an It's It, but if you do see an It's It, I strongly suggest you try it. All right then. And let's see here. So, Cola T, the lilikoi ice cream sandwich is sandwiched between sugar cookies. So addictive. You had me at lilikoi ice cream, actually. But yeah, sugar cookies, sign me up. Because, yeah, I wouldn't want it to be like chocolate chip or chocolate cookies, wafer cookies. Yeah. Did I mention? Yeah. And so, okay, Shock, you have to use orange oil. The acid from the fruit will curdle the cream. Okay, so I guess what, sherbet doesn't use cream, maybe? I don't really know how to make sherbet. Hey there, Linda Lou. Okay, so ice cream sandwiches, no more time to make homemade, but always go to my ice cream. Fair enough. Ice cream sandwiches, homemade ice cream sandwiches are a little bit of a pain in the arse. Okay, let me rephrase that. They're a bit a pain in the arse. To get all that, to make it, the ice cream has to be soft enough to scoop and spread, but then it has to be hard enough to, you have to sort of refreeze. It's a pain in the arse, for sure. But I did learn a cute little hack that I've never tried before, so it might not work. Don't quote me on this. But the interwebs made it look so easy. So you take like a pint of ice cream, and then you turn it on its side, and I guess maybe you let it thaw a little bit or something. I don't know. Anyway, then you slice the pint of ice cream into slices, so then you got perfectly round slices, and then you can put them between your perfectly round cookies. Okay, my cookies aren't usually perfectly round, but they're round enough, right? Right. And, let's see here. Darlene, Rick is planning on creating his own type of ice cream sandwich. Graham crackers, the chocolate, the ice cream, and smashed marshmallows. Why does that not already exist? I mean, that is the Rickfoot sandwich right there. And I don't understand why it's never happened before. Like, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of different ways we could go about this, actually. In fact, what I'm kind of thinking is, why isn't there already like a Rocky Road ice cream sandwich with graham crackers as the cookies? So it's a s'mores-esque experience? Or, or just even the graham crackers, the chocolate, the ice cream, and smashed marshmallow, even without toasting the marshmallow. But like, how has this sandwich never been offered at any place? I mean, that is just sort of a very obvious ice cream sandwich that, to my knowledge, has never been created. I mean, he might have just... Darlene, Rick, here's the deal. You might have just invented the next peanut butter and jelly sandwich, only the ice cream version. I think what you just did was create a whole new sandwich that will soon become a summertime standard that we will all wonder how we ever lived without. And then there will be some people who are like, well, I've never had one of those before. And everyone will look at them like, where did you grow up? Under a rock? How have you never had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich before? How have you never had a Rickfoot s'mores ice cream sandwich before? Who are you? Do I even know you? Do I even want to know you? That's what that's gonna be. That's what that's gonna be. And, Rick, only at the cabin can that be properly done to roast the marshmallows. Fair enough, but if you have a microwave, you can kind of poof and soften the marshmallow a little. And so, let's see here. And so, Shock, exactly. Do you even exist? And so, yeah, so, okay, Rick, we are gonna crowdsource create this sandwich, and maybe one day if it ever goes to the market, it'll be the Statterbox crew presents the Rickfoot ice cream sandwich. And, let's see here. So yeah, Charlene, why did I just call Shock Charlene? Probably because I was looking at Darlene's name as well. And yeah, I think that the melty chocolate would be ideal, but I think even more so than the melty chocolate is the soft and squishy roasted marshmallow. And so, but your idea, create a graham cracker crust in a cupcake tin. Okay, we can do this. Put the cold stuff in, and then add the melty marshmallow and melted chocolate. We could do all of that. In fact, really what we could do is to create a super fancy pants dessert. So you create the graham cracker crust. I said something different, sorry. With the ice cream, and then you put that in the freezer to get the good shape, and it's all frozen and it's one solid thingy. And then you add the hot stuff later, right before you eat it. We have just come up with a fancy pants, high-end luxury dessert that the 5-star Michelin restaurants will serve. I don't know how many stars Michelin restaurants get. 3, 5, 18, I don't know. But only the fanciest will serve the Rickfoot ice cream sandwich. And let's see here. Hold on. Oh, wait, no, microwave marshmallows? Yes, they really do. You can. Trust me, I've done it. As a kid, I've done it. They grow really big, but the inside gets hot and soft like if you were roasting it. And let's see here. Oh, okay, and now Picola Tea's coming in with the grown-up version. Graham cracker cups, then pour chocolate liqueur in for adults. I don't know if Rickfoot will approve of booze. Would Rickfoot approve of booze? You have to ask yourself, would Rickfoot approve of the booze? Hey there, Gina, good to see ya. I don't think I saw you until just now, even though you said aloha after Rick said, put the marshmallows in the microwave with no fire? How can we do this? How can you do that? It always has to be the fires. And let's see here. Yeah, we'll open a s'more store. That's right. Sounds delicious, actually. And Shock coming in with the reality is, you know, the answer really is a blowtorch for the marshmallows. And I'd be willing to bet that you've got a blowtorch somewhere in your house. I have a blowtorch in my house, for goodness sake. And so, okay, Gina, good, you just got here. Well, we're talking about Ice Cream Wednesday for Daily Pigeon Live, and then we realized that today is actually, no, we didn't realize it. Picola Tea came in and said, hey, it's Ice Cream Sandwich Day today. So, after we learned about Ice Cream Sandwich Day, we've basically just been talking about ice cream sandwiches. And Rick has come up with the most perfect ice cream sandwich idea that I refuse to believe is a new idea because it's so obvious, yet I've never seen it before, and that is graham crackers, chocolate, ice cream, marshmallows. Sort of like a s'more, only an ice cream sandwich. An ice cream sandwich. And that, I think, is the plan. Rick, you don't have a blowtorch? What? Rick, you don't... What? You don't have a little nothing? How is it that I have a tool in my arsenal that you don't have, Rick? I really, really? You don't have a blowtorch? All right. I mean, okay. Really? I mean, I thought the blowtorches came in handy around the house. I just used mine to smoke weed, but I thought the blowtorches were fairly commonplace. My dad had one. He didn't smoke weed, nor was he a welder. And Linda Lou, I love you. I don't have a microwave either. I do not have a microwave in my kitchen, and I am proud of that. Rick, you lack plenty of stuff. That way you don't have to fix stuff. Okay. I can't argue with that logic. I mean, that logic is pretty sound, actually. And Gina, it's in everyone's best interest that I don't have a blowtorch. Fair enough, fair enough. But speaking of blowtorches and what some people use them for, like me, I used them to smoke weed back in my day. the Chalk Fest picture. Let's see here. Let's see if I can find it. So we already saw these pictures, but we're going to look at them again real quick. Boop. I'm going to fast forward through them. Okay, that one right here. No! That one right here. That guy is, let's see if we can show it. So there's that. All right, that's the picture. And that picture, let's see. See it? That's that guy. That's that guy on the ZigZags. So I just so happen to have a zigzag. No, I don't know. I don't know why I had a zigzag package right next to me. I don't know how that happened. What are you talking about? So there we go. That's the zigzag guy. So yeah. That is that. And Rick, you should have seen the artist. Yeah, I'm pretty sure yeah. Did the artist have dreads by any chance? I'm guessing he might have had dreads. If not dreads, he probably had hair long enough to put into dreads. I'm just guessing. Just guessing. And Bacolity. Blowtorch, who needs eyebrows anyway? That is funny. And oh, Bacolity, you took grown-up s'mores to a potluck once, used fancy chocolate marshmallows and Walker shortbread cookies. They were gone in a flash. Honestly, you had me at Walker shortbread cookies. I mean, yeah, I would have camped up by that table and basically eaten them all, and then I would have been sitting in a corner the rest of the party going, oh, my belly's so full. I don't feel very good, but I would do it again. I want seconds. I want 40 seconds. And let's see here, the Andre giving us yeah, that's it, Bacolity, the cat dragged in a pack of zigzags. That's exactly what happened. And let's see here, the Zouave, although I don't know if that's how you say that word, but that's how I'm gonna say it. Rico Zouave. Soldier played on the front of the zigzag, portrayed on the front of the zigzags, is colloquially known as the Zigzag Man. Exactly. And yeah, and basically this soldier, in theory, according to the story, he didn't want to smoke his tobacco in a pipe, I guess. So he took some paper that his gunpowder had been wrapped in, because it's thin, and he rolled up some tobacco, and he kind of like invented the little zigzag rolling paper cigarette, I guess. And so there you have it. Now we've got ourselves zigzags. And zigzags come in many sizes, but I think this is the only size that my cats have drug in. That's right, it's the cats. It's the cats. And let's see here, Darlene, there were so many artworks to look at. We walked around for a couple hours, right? There was even a Candyland board. Oh, that is so cute. Oh, and 2 5x5 squares that looked like the game. Nice, nice. What are zigzags? Zigzags are rolling papers. They are tiny little thin papers that people use to roll their cigarettes. They use it to roll their tobacco and other things that you might roll in paper. And so the paper, if you aren't familiar with rolling papers, it's very similar to yes, and Pacololo, you got it, Gina. If you're not familiar with rolling papers, the texture of the paper, it's not like a notebook paper. It's not like a piece of notebook paper, a piece of toilet paper, a piece of phone book paper. It's more akin to the paper that is in Bibles. You know how Bible paper is like so thin that it's practically see-through? And it's just got that crispy sort of texture. So it's sort of paper like that, very thin. In fact, I can guarantee it's almost identical paper because you see, there was this time that I was stuck in a hotel room in Texas, and I didn't have a pipe, but I had a bunch of weed, and it was flooding in the streets. Like, you couldn't leave the hotel because there was no street. I didn't have a boat, so I was stuck in the hotel room because the streets were flooded. And so I was like, well, fuck, dude, I want to. Oops, excuse me, I didn't mean to say that. So I was like, I want to smoke. And so I tore a back page out of the hotel Bible because the hotel has a Bible. And it was a blank page because, in the back hotels are full of blank pages. And so I used some of that paper to roll myself up one. And it was identical to it. It smoked just like that. So now the texture of, if you're at all familiar with the Gideon Bible or any kind of Bible that might be in a hotel room, and the kind of paper that they use in those Bibles, that's what the rolling paper texture is like. Fun fact, tampons that come wrapped in paper, you can also use that paper as well. And let's see here. When you played the flute, they suggested using plain rolling paper to dry the keypads on flutes after practicing. I have never used it for anything else. Interesting, but actually that, I can totally see why they would do that, because it's some paper is sort of linty, fibers come off of it. No fibers come off this stuff. And so, and it is very liquid absorbent. So I can totally, that's actually kind of brilliant. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if, how some women who care about how they look, they use blotting paper to get the shine off of their face because they're all makeup-y and they can't wipe their face. They need to just blot the shine. I'd be willing to bet that this would work as a Andre, it reminds you of blotting paper. Yeah, basically you could blot your face with it. I wouldn't be surprised if you could blot your face with it. So let's see here. Yeah, I think, Andre, most of the crowd in this Statterbox crew are in the same boat as you with that. A little bit more versed in rolling papers than the Bible pages. And Picola T, exactly, gotta hand it to the Gideons. Talk about a distribution system in every freaking room in every hotel and motel. Which reminds me of a story once. So I'm in San Rafael, which is right across the Golden Gate Bridge from San Francisco. And I'm staying in this bed and breakfast with one of my friends. And for whatever reason, I don't know why, but for whatever reason, I decided to start looking for the Bible in the room to see if they had a Bible in this room. And so I started looking and I couldn't find it. So then I started looking everywhere because I knew that there had to be a Bible somewhere, right? I don't know why. I figured there had to be one because this was just a private, residence, so to speak. But anyway, so I'm looking around and finally my friend notices, I'm looking for something, And so I'm literally on my hands and knees looking under the bed to see if there's a Bible. That is where I am looking everywhere. And so he's standing at the head of the bed and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I look up at him and right behind him on the walls, I see two huge hooks. Reinforced hooks that are way too big to hang a picture on. I mean, they're sticking inches out of the wall. And I look up, and they're right above the bed. On each side, one on each side of the head of the bed. And I look up him, and I go, I'm looking for the Bible, but what are those hooks for? And he turns, and he sees the hooks, and he laughs, and he's like, oh, those hooks aren't good for anything unless there's an eye hook above the bed. At which point we both look above the bed. There was an eye hook above the bed. At that moment, we realized, oh, this is why it's called the jungle room. And 2, I don't think there's going to be a Bible here. So I stopped looking. Let's see here. What is shock? Let's see here. ARG, I guess. IT rule number 1, always check the physical layer. My spouse is so terrified of Windows OS, he could not figure out why all my tuner output to the PC channel was a hum? I don't know what any of that means. So, there we go. And let's see here. All right then. So yeah. So no Bible in the jungle room. There you have it. No Bible in the jungle room. We learned that the fun way. Let's see here. So now that we've gotten completely off track, perhaps we can get a little bit back on track. And, oh, you just had to reseat a cable for 2 engineers? Shame. All right, then. I'm glad that you could show them what's what. And, okay, so, I don't know if you guys heard. Hey, Puzzycat. I don't know if you guys heard, but Puzzycat's in the house. Hey, Puzzycat, good to see you. Okay, so Puzzycat's here just in time. And Bacola T might already know this because she's got her finger on the pulse of Las Vegas. But I found this out yesterday, and I thought I'd share it with everybody here because basically none of us except for Love Pat are in Las Vegas, so we really can't take advantage of it. But just in case we can, boop. That's right, ZIPPY'S in Las Vegas has set their opening date. Do we know the opening date? Why, yes, indeedy, we do. It is October 10th. October 10th, so 10/10, they are opening up their location. What time are they opening up their location, you ask? What a great question, I answer. Remember, they are opening at 10/10, on 10/10. That's right, October 10th at 10:10 a.m. they will open their doors. So it's 10/10, 10/10. Very easy to remember, I hope. And so, if you're gonna be willing to stand out in the hot sun for several hours before 10/10 on 10/10, then you can go to ZIPPY'S and be one of the first to eat at their ZIPPY'S location in Las Vegas. And they are currently hiring. Not that most of us are in the Las Vegas area, but they are currently hiring. So if you know anybody who is in the Vegas area looking for a job, they are hiring. And Bacola T coming in with the true truth. It'll probably be 110 on 10/10 at 10/10. So, so, you know. And, oh, Rick, you're right. They should have opened up next week, Tuesday on 8/08. I'm guessing they didn't because, you know, things aren't ready yet and they, like, haven't, you know, hired everyone. But, yeah, 10/10, 10/10. It'll probably be 110. But if you're willing to get in line on 10/10 for 10/10, then you'll eat a bunch of ZIPPY'S food, basically. And all I know is everybody in the Hawaiians in Washington Ohana group that I belong to on Facebook, every person is, well, not every person, I guess, but so many people on that group are so looking forward to ZIPPY'S coming to Las Vegas, because what we're hoping now is, now that there is a manufacturing and distribution plant for the ZIPPY'S products on the continental United States, it'll be easier to get the fried chicken mix, the chili mix, etc., etc. So hoping that the Vegas location will mean easier access for the rest of us in the lower 48. So yeah, there we have it, Rabbit. And let's see here. Okay, so it is almost 5 p.m., which means it's probably close to some Lono listening time. And remember, we have got Molokai Evie Band, who has just released their latest album about 2 weeks ago, available lonomusic.com. And right now, in the background, we are listening to Lono's newest album. And hey there, Deuce Rockers, so good to see you. Thank you for subscribing. And coming on in. Oh, Andre, thank you for gifting that to Deuce Rocker. Excelente. So yeah, so this is the Molokai Evie Band's latest album, When Ancestors Speak. Order it on lonomusic.com. And now we are going to take a deep dive and listen to one of the tracks, and that track is Hihimanu. So we're going to watch the Paradise Loop that Rick has given us, because we could just watch this Paradise Loop for an hour and a half and probably call it a day. But instead, we'll just listen to it, or just watch the loop for as long as it takes to listen to the song. All right, here we go. Hihimanu! there we go. So, looks like we have got a couple different people who came in just as I started that video. Felicia, good to see you. Excuse me. Deuce Rocker, super stoked you're here. And coming in means you are now it's part of the Statterbox crew because you all said hello and things and stuff. And Deuce Rocker, in case you don't know, Lono Music is the performer from Hawaii whose music is exclusively in the background on this stream. He has graciously given me permission to use his tunes, no copyright strikes, because he has granted permission for use. And consequently, we are super stoked to have his gift to us. He's got about 16 albums. His latest album just came out called When Ancestors Speak, and slowly but surely over the next couple weeks, I'll be highlighting one song off of that album on every show. This show was the Hihimanu, which is a tale of the stingray. And if you go to the liner notes of this particular album, you can get the background story, the English translations, and the mythology behind that particular tune. The words behind the myth that inspired the words of that tune. So there you go. And Puzzycat, yeah, it's about 44 minutes long. You've been listening to it all the time. Exactly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is the entire album. But if you've got an extra $20, throw Lono that $20. You'll get the download for yourself. You can listen to it on all your devices, and you will have access to all of the liner notes, etc., with the stories and the lyrics for each song that is there. Because this particular album, this project, I believe the vast majority of the lyrics are in Olelo, Hawaii, i.e. in the Hawaiian language. So those liner notes are very helpful when listening. So you can actually, once you start listening to the songs a little bit, you kind of learn a couple words here, a couple words there. I have found that Lono Music has taught me more Hawaiian accidentally than I have been able to learn on purpose in my life. So, and let's see here. Andre, you love seeing Photo Luke visit to Molokai for the bone dance and seeing Lono picture of albums on one of the stores in Molokai, and it was just a good video in general. Makes you want to go back to Molokai soon. Excellent. Hey, PPB Bang, good to see you here tonight. We've got about half an hour left of this stream, but you are here, wide awake in the morning as usual, and I love to see you here every week. Let's see here. Puzzycat, you've already been playing your guitar with the album? Oh, fantastic. I have no doubt in my mind that Lono would be pleased to hear that, because he is the consummate musician who, loves to have a kanakapila, a strumming of the strings with everybody and anybody. So that makes me very happy, and I'm sure it makes him happy to know that he is inspiring other musicians to keep on musicianing. And there we go. So, exactly, he loves a good jam sesh. And, all right, so we have talked about a bunch of different things, but now we're going to go back. We're going to go back to last stream where we had a bit of a confusion kerfuffle. Okay, first off, any place I'm at, we're probably going to have a confusion kerfuffle. But I think Andre and I both had confusion kerfuffles this last stream because Shock mentioned that she, on the East Coast, had redwoods. And redwoods, to me, are very distinctly California things. Like, in my mind, what she was saying was just utter balderdash. But, alas, it is not balderdash. There is such a thing as redwoods on the East Coast, but they're not what Andre and I are talking about. I mean, they are, ish. So, we're going to learn a little bit about redwoods today. Just a little bit, but we are going to learn about redwoods today. Boop, here we go. All right, so there are 3 different types. Yeah, exactly. Deep dive time. Get ready for a nap, perhaps. Picola T, you got it. Yeah, you know I went down in the woods. So there's 3 types of redwoods, right? There's the dawn redwood, there's the coastal redwood, and then there's the mountain redwood. Now, the mountain redwood I always refer to as the giant sequoia. So the giant sequoia is actually a type of redwood, and even though I refer to it as a sequoia, it's actually a redwood. Okay, there you go. The coastal redwood, that's what I always think of as the redwood. And the coastal redwoods are the tallest trees in the world. Now, the giant sequoias is actually the largest tree in the world due to mass. And then you've got the dawn redwoods. As you might have noticed on the left-hand graphic, the sempervirens or whatever, that's the coastal. The giant sequoia is the middle one. And then the dawn redwood, he's just so cute and tiny. Oh my goodness, look at the dawn redwood, he's so cute. Yeah, the dawn redwood is a little smaller. Now, not only, right, exactly, Andre. Okay, get ready to be even more confused, Andre. Okay, so check this out. Not only is the dawn redwood, though very much part of the same species, not only is it so much smaller than its cousins, the coastal redwood and the giant sequoia, they are evergreen trees. So they never shed their leaves. They stay green all the time. The dawn redwood is actually a deciduous tree, which means it loses its leaves change color, it's not an evergreen. So not only is the dawn redwood super tiny, it also is a completely different style of leaf. I mean, they look similar, but they change colors and they shed their leaves. And so that is not how I frame a redwood. However, tiny as it is legit still a redwood. And so, let's see here. Yeah, Darlene, you didn't know there was different kinds of redwoods, but it makes sense. You have huge white pines up north, but not the gigantic redwoods. Yes, and if you're bothering to read the little, stuff that's underneath the pictures, the coastal redwoods are basically only found in northern California and the smallest part of southern Oregon on the coast. And coastal redwoods need the fog the fog is part of the way that it waters itself. The coastal redwoods absolutely need the fog. If a little further inland, they do not work, but a little further inland in the mountains on the western slope of the Sierra Nevadas, that's where you find the giant sequoias. And then the dawn redwoods, you can find dawn redwoods a lot of different places, including on the East Coast, which is what Shock was talking about. However, here's another picture of dawn redwoods. These are 4 dawn redwood trees that these trees. Let's try one more time, shall we? This picture of these trees was taken in Olympia, Washington. And as you can see, there is a 1-story house in the picture. These trees are full grown. So for a size comparison, that is what a full-grown dawn redwood looks like. Okay, now let's go back. If that's the full-grown height of a dawn redwood tree, boop. Here we go on the far right of that graphic. 2 or 3 stories tall is the dawn redwood. That Gigantica and that Semper whateverness is, way taller. Way taller. And, exactly, Andre, those are tiny redwoods. So they're very tiny and they're very cute. But, they are definitely not the same redwoods that you and I were thinking of when we were talking about redwoods. And so when Shock said that she's like, oh yeah, we've got redwoods in Virginia, my mind about blew out of its, I couldn't comprehend what she was even talking about. But as it turns out, she was totally not making stuff up, which she never does, so I don't know why I didn't believe. Well, I mean, I believed her. I just needed to know how it was true. So yeah, so now you guys, now we know. Now, who is Don Redwood? I don't know. However, I do believe that it probably could be somebody's porn name, and I think we already went down that path last stream, so we might want to avoid that topic. But my best guess is Don Redwood is another name for, who was that? Did y'all watch the TV series Mad Men? Wasn't there a character? Wasn't the main character? Wasn't his name Don something? My best guess is he would be Don Redwood from what they say of the actor that portrayed him. Yeah, Don Draper. Yeah, I think Don Draper and Don Redwood might be the same person from what I've heard, what the Hollywood scuttlebutt is. I wouldn't know, never watched the show, but from what I've heard from his costuming people, his nickname might be Don Redwood. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So let's see here. Darlene, you haven't had the chance to see the Sequoia Redwood tree. Want to get to see one? Yes. Yeah, they are, well, they're so big you can drive a car through them, literally. I've driven through more than one. It's super tacky. It's super silly, but at the same time, how can you not? I mean, well, actually, how can you not? Easy. If you're in like a huge SUV, you don't get to drive through the tree because it's too big. But if you're in just a little, regular Subaru car, you can easily drive through the redwood tree. And so, y'all should do it. And let's see here. Pussycat, you're staying clear of this one. Way too many jokes about redwood. Exactly. I know. I knew that I was walking down a very dangerous path. And yet I continue to carry on, which is the story of my life. Oh, look, it's a dangerous path. Let's go there. Hi, I'm Matt Statter. Have we met? And yeah, Andre, Oakland used to be full of redwoods, but alas, San Francisco had to be built, and so guess what got cut down? Yep. And Darlene, yeah, going up and seeing one personally, yeah, well, just being in the presence of the trees that are that huge is an incredible sensation, a vibe. It's just, yeah, it is something that you, excuse me, that is something that you definitely, if you have the opportunity to drive through, ride through, spend some time in the redwoods, I highly, highly encourage you to. It is, in a word, magical. And Gina, I might have to steal that from you. Went down the dangerous paths, drew the maps. Brilliant. I don't know if you came up with that, but I'm going to say you did, and I'm stealing it from you. And Pussycat, are they in Northern California? Yes. The coastal and the mountain are both only in Northern California. The coastal, also the tiniest bit of Southern Oregon on the coast, but for the most part, Northern California is where they're at, on the coast. So you're going to want to be on Highway 101 if you want to see the redwoods. Further down the coast, if you wanted to be on the coast, you would be on Highway 1, but that's not where you're going to see the redwoods. The Northern California highway on the coast is 101. Northern California, that's where the redwoods are. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And let's see here. And yeah, exactly. Hold on, wait. Okay, I was misreading that. So there we go. All right, cool. Thank you, Gina. I am gonna steal that saying because it is beautiful. And okay, so Elaine is back. Tooth root pulled. Oh, neat. But you're good, so I'm good. And let's see here. Yeah, you know, Pacola T, I feel like if there's ever gonna be merch printed up, right there, that is it. Because you know that I'm map statter. You know that I love the maps. And so that saying is, it intersects and dovetails on so many levels. It just is beautiful and works. It's just beautiful and works. And okay, so we've got a couple minutes left, and so I'm gonna show you one more thing. That one more video that I got from Rick and Darlene. Now, this is not the Chalk Fest, and I was gonna show you a lot more canoe-based stuff on this stream today, but we got distracted, so we're not. But canoes have been a running theme on this stream for the last several weeks, and so we are going to continue carrying on just a tinge of canoe talk. That's right, I've got a canoe video. Let's watch it.
Grandpa heading out with the girls for a canoe ride on the lake. Nice calm lake this morning. First time Harriet agreed to go on, she was scared. She thought she was going to fall off the canoe and drown. Grandpa heading out with the girls for a canoe ride on the lake. Nice calm lake this morning. First time Harriet agreed to go on, she was scared. She thought she was going to fall off the canoe and drown.
All right, yeah, that's right. I played it twice because I wasn't sure if the sound came through the first time. So, that was the Canoe Fest that happened this weekend at the cabin up north. And if you are wondering just who was in that boat, boop, those were the passengers. And I know I said I wasn't going to show the little grandpuppies, but I figured this grandpuppy picture's maybe okay. So, we won't show that grandpuppy picture for very long, but it does look like we have a Rickfoot sighting in the boat. Rickfoot apparently cares for the youngsters very well. I even heard that the Rickfoot, after he absconded with the youngsters in the canoe, he actually brought them back. He brought them back to their owners. So he didn't steal them, he just borrowed them. And, let's see here. Oh no, Rick, across the lake on that ride, you got harassed by a hunting dog. It kept swimming out to the canoe and tried to get in. I wonder if it thought that it was like a game, or was he like after you? Or was he just like trying to play and like, let's get in the boat. I like the boat. My people let me in the boat. And then, yeah, well, you know, Darlene, frankly, I am not a canoe person. I am a kayak person. I prefer to be way lower in the water. My center of gravity, I prefer it to be way lower in the water. Canoes, to me, just look like they're designed to tip over. And so, honestly, I do not blame the little one for just being like, no, I don't want to get in there. And so, no, I just, I can totally appreciate why the little one was a little bit nervous. And, oh, it was a radio-controlled collar. It was a bear dog, so who knows? Right, yeah. I'm assuming, Pussycat, I'm assuming that the dog's people were somewhere. Rick, were the dog's people, did someone just leave their flippin' dog running around, or were the dog's people somewhere around? Cause, yeah, I sort of assumed the dog had its people with him, but, you know. And Darlene, you love canoeing, yours is pretty stable. Nice, okay, cool, excellent. yeah, like I said, it kind of, yeah, I don't know. It seems top heavy. Maybe it's because I'm heavy and and I'd be on the top. So yeah. So Rickfoot scolded the kids, but Rickfoot protected the kids, and then Rickfoot brought the kids back. And Andre, how about an outrigger canoe? Oh no, an outrigger canoe doesn't scare me as much. However, funny you should say that. If you've ever seen an outrigger canoe, they're a lot narrower than the canoes that I've been showing from the native tribes, or even the one that was in the picture right there. And so honestly, I don't know if my hips could fit in an outrigger canoe without some serious chafing. And let's see here. Okay, so wait, Pussycat, they run bear with dogs. They let them off in the woods and track them till they stop with the bear in the tree. So okay, and Darlene coming in. There's crazy hunter type people that run collared dogs and then many times just drop off the dogs off for collar and can track them. Gina, just getting into the canoes makes me nervous. Exactly. You and I are on the same page that way. But going back to the bear dogs. Is it bear hunting season right now in your area? I have no idea when bear hunting season normally is. But this just seems like... It just seems like you wouldn't run the dogs unless it is bear hunting season. And I don't think that, wow, you know, hunting laws in every single state are very different. I don't think that type of hunting is legal in Washington, which is why I guess I'm so dumbfounded, because I know a lot of hunters, but, I'm familiar with a lot of styles of hunting. But running your dogs, like, I don't think you're allowed to do that here in this state. That's interesting. And, okay, Rick, no bear hunting till October and not even allowed in our woods county. Right, okay, there we go, right. Yeah, so, like, why were they just letting the dogs run? Get off my lawn! I guess is what I'm really saying here. Andre, there are really big people in outrigger races in Hawaii. Yes, there are, but Andre, I also happen to know people who paddle outrigger canoes, and they are women who are women of size, with hips of size, and I've seen what their body looks like after they get out of their canoe. There's a huge amount of bruising, huge amount of chafing, because they literally have to squeeze themselves into the canoe, and they've got a large body, and it's very painful. So there might be big people in outrigger canoes, but it's also uncomfortable. So yeah. Let's see here. Darlene, I think it's really mean and not fair hunting in my opinion. Don't like it. They do it for training. It's not allowed in our area, but they train them. Got it. But they can train the dogs and harass the bear. Wow, yeah, you know, that is just, well, obviously that type of hunting has been outlawed in a lot of different places because like I said, I don't think that is legal at all in the state of Washington. And the reason why it's on my radar is because I believe it wasn't but maybe a decade ago that we outlawed the use of hunting dogs for hunting cougars. Now, I know that the whole hunting bear thing with dogs, that's never been, that in my lifetime, to my knowledge, that's never been a thing. But hunting cougars with dogs, I have heard of that, and they have recently, in the last 10 years or so, made that illegal here in Washington. In fact, I think that the cougar hunting with dogs was sort of the last animal on the checklist of making sure that no dogs are used in the act of trapping, harassing, or killing an animal in the name of hunting. And let's see here. RCW, right, it's unlawful to hunt game or pursue black bear, cougar, or bobcat with the aid of dog or dogs. Right, exactly. But that RCW, which is the revised Code of Washington, for those of you who don't know, that RCW was amended a while back to include the cougars and the bobcats. I'm pretty sure the bear part was already on the books. And so, let's see here. Pussycat, you can hunt gator, deer, and hogs. We have plenty of them. Turkey, too. Well, shoot, I don't know why. I mean, from what I understand, your bears in Florida get to be some of the biggest bears on the continental United States because they don't go through a hibernation mode. And so I don't really know why hunting bear in your area is illegal. I mean, I understand not using other animals for the hunting act, but I don't know. I mean, if you're gonna hunt and you're gonna eat and you're gonna whatever, I mean, why is the bear off the table? Hey, Love Pat, good to see you. Don't you know? If you know, you probably do. But Love Pat, I have in my head, and I could be wrong, and you don't have to tell me on stream if you don't want, but I have it in my head that you are in Las Vegas. And in case that is correct, I thought you might want to know that ZIPPY'S will be open on October 10th at 10 a.m. No, 10 a.m. And they're hiring right now in case you think you might want a new, different job. So there you have it, Rabbit. I'm glad you're here popping in because I was thinking of you earlier on the stream and we were talking about this. And let's see here. Oh, okay, Pussycat. The brown bears are protected because they're so few. I didn't realize they were in dwindling numbers. I thought that they were in the rural areas. I thought that they were relatively established and safe. So, okay. All right. I understand now why bear is off the table. No bear for you. And so let's see here. I know so well. How did I know? Honestly, Love Pet, I have no idea how I had it in my head, but clearly it must have at some point trickled into the conversation. So on the off chance that you care about ZIPPY'S opening, now you know it's opening October 10th at 10:10 a.m. And Pecola T guesses it'll probably be 110 degrees when it opens, but we don't know that yet. And oh no, more get hit by cars than hunted. Well, I hope so, I guess, because you're not allowed to hunt them. So, not that I hope that they get hit by a car, but you know what I mean, don't you? Yeah. All right then. Okay, we have got 2 minutes until the bottom of the hour, which means we need to wrap it up. But I had one more thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about. But I guess I'm not going to. It'll have to wait till next time. And that's okay, because it wasn't anything super important. However, what is super important is twofold. First off, in half an hour, if we go to Daily Pigeon Live, it's going to be Ice Cream Wednesday. So be sure to grab your ice cream. Second off, I want you to know that Statterbox at the Cinema this Saturday is going to be 6 p.m. West Coast time, and we're going to watch The Mummy Returns. I've never seen The Mummy, the original one. I have no idea if we're going to need to see both of them in order to have The Mummy Returns make sense, but we're going to risk it anyway. So, 6 p.m. West Coast time on Saturday, The Mummy Returns is what the movie is that we are going to watch. And one more thing. Let's see if the next time we have next time we have Chatter with Statter, we're going to talk about what's coming up in August, because August is going to be a bit of a wonky month for Statterbox at the Cinema and Chatter with Statter. There's reasons that we're going to have to cancel a couple of those shows. We probably know why. We'll get into that next time. And let's see here. One last thing. Rick, on September 9th, 2020, an 11-year-old girl harvested a potential Wisconsin state record 700-pound black bear on her grandfather's property north of Hatfield in Clark County, 15 miles from our cabin. Wow, that's kind of cool. I hope that they do. I'm assuming and hoping that they were hunting for more than just the trophy. And so, 700 pounds of bear meat, good honor. That is great. Okay, so Pussycat, heading to your hot tub right now. bragging like that. And Gina exactly knows travel and shows and stuff is what's going to cause the hiccups in later this month. Okay, so it is, as Pussycat said, time to exit. Alrighty, you guys, great to hang out with you. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for joining the chat. Thank you so much for the subs, the gift subs, etc., etc. And we will see each other soon. Okay, take care, y'all.